Hi, Amanda. Welcome back. It's been a couple weeks since we last had our previous session. How was your Thanksgiving?
It's really good. Spent some time with my family,
Yeah?
which was really nice. Yeah, it was just nice getting to see them and just having some time off of school and just also work. So it was just nice to just finally relax for a bit.
That's awesome. It's definitely nice to have a little break during the semester, especially at this point of the semester. Where'd you go to?
I went home back to Frisco with my
Frisco.
family. It was
Okay.
just, we did a small little family dinner.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything too big, so it was just nice to spend time with the three of us and my dog.
That's good. That's good. I wish I could have seen my dog. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? You have one?
Gotta say the mac and cheese.
We had some really good mac and cheese at mine.
Was it the Teeny's mac and cheese?
I don't know what that is, but
You never? Oh.
no.
Let me put you on.
Okay, Teeny's mac and cheese.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving break. Like I said earlier, it's been a couple weeks since we last met, since we last talked about, work-life balance and all. And I remember in our last session, we really wanted to focus on your balance between your work life and your life, right? Hang out with friends, maintaining spontaneity, and also still having designated time where you can consistently work out and study and do all those things. So I know you had Thanksgiving break last week, so that may have thrown it off a little bit, but overall, how do you think you've done?
I think I've definitely made some improvements in my work-life balance. It really helped to be able to plan everything out a little bit more, and then also just like spontaneously going out, which is really nice.
That's
it was
awesome.
more like just hitting people up when I had a chance.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you were kind of able to do it, right? You were able
Yeah.
to put aside study time and still hang out with friends and reach out to them and whatnot. I know last time we communicated a little bit about with the friends aspect. We communicated about you kind of setting boundaries with them and seeing how they felt about helping their work-life balance to help yours. Did you talk to them about that at all, or has it just been you've just controlled it yourself? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
no. I definitely talked to especially my friend Ife. Both her and I have super busy schedules, very conflicting, so it's really hard for us to make time for each other and kind of see each other. But we were able to kind of figure it out, and we sat down for a bit because we did want to hang out, especially before break. And before she left for her Thanksgiving break, we wanted to hang out, and so we kind of sat down and spent some time trying to figure out a time that worked best for us. So for her, definitely planning a time was more useful than it was to be spontaneous.
Well, and that's great. I mean, it's great that y'all are able to plan a time and y'all were able to hang out during Thanksgiving break. I know last time we did talk about how for certain friends it might be better to be spontaneous, and then other friends like her, it might be better to plan it out. So I'm glad that y'all are able to do that. So one thing I wanted to talk about today is I want to get a better definition of what you mean when you say work-life balance. So how would you define work-life balance?
I feel just for that work-life balance, just finding a good schedule for myself where I'm not overly stressed or on the brink of burnout. So it's just kind of balancing all of the different stressors in my life, and then also incorporating time for myself, time for my friends, and just really just being able to live a life where I can get everything and fit everything in.
Absolutely. So you want to be able to fit everything in, right? You want to be able to spend time with friends. You want to make it to where the stressors aren't impacting the important things in your life.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I was curious, whenever you say stressors, would you be able to provide some examples? Do you feel comfortable providing some examples of what exactly stressors are?
School's a big one, especially recently.
Yeah.
Just one of my classes has been really hard for me because our professor is no longer there. So that's caused me and quite a few of our classmates to stress out quite a bit because since it is so close to finals week and we don't have a professor, we are all quite unsure of what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say not having a professor is definitely a barrier to, accomplishing that goal when it comes to school. What about your other classes, though?
A lot of my other classes I seem to be doing pretty well in, and I'm not too stressed about them. I mean, obviously, with finals, it is a little stressful, but most of them I don't have a final, I don't have a final test. It's more of a project.
Okay.
And I've kind of worked ahead and gotten those projects done to avoid adding on additional stress, especially during this week right before finals week.
So it sounds like for the most part your classes are going well. It sounds like you either don't have finals in them or you have just projects that you're already kind of taking care of. So for the class you're showing with, the one without a professor, how do you feel about it? Do you think you're going to be okay? Do you think?
I honestly, it's quite unsure.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's just like there's so much unknown, and Professor T.A. Soul, he's so sweet, but he's also getting thrown into the situation where he's unsure of everything. So it's been adding quite a lot of stress, and quite frankly, I feel like my work-life balance this week might not be the best just due to this. Probably gonna spend like a lot of time trying to study and try to catch up, especially since he's added additional material that we have not learned a week before the finals.
That's definitely stressful.
Yeah, so it's been kind of rough with that class, but hopefully we kind of figure it out and get a professor or something.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely plays a role. It sounds like, it sounds like you're controlling what you can control, right? You can't control the fact you don't have a professor. So props to you for controlling the things you can control. You're focusing on, even though you have new material coming in, you're trying to tackle it while you can before the exam. So props to you, that's awesome. So it sounds like school, for the most part, it actually sounds like you're doing good in school. I mean, with the other classes and whatnot. So what else about your work-life balance? How has it been with having 2 jobs? I know we talked a lot about that last time.
It's been a bit better. I've gone into like the groove of what my schedule is. Luckily, the way my schedule works is that I can only work in the afternoons. So my shifts have been pretty consistent, so I'm able to schedule things around them now that I have a better feel and understanding of how my boss wants to schedule us. And so that's been really helpful, except like my shifts are like from 3 to 7, and that is like my peak studying time.
That sounds difficult.
Yeah.
But I mean, props to you for understanding your work schedule and understanding your school schedule. And it sounds like you have some autonomy when it comes to your work schedule, and you know your boss now, and so you're able to kind of control your work schedule.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
That's
like
awesome.
my other one, it's like I work Saturdays and Saturdays only, so that one, it's like a set in stone time. So I'm well aware of that one too.
Well, that's good. That's good. Good job managing that. So it sounds like school's going well. It sounds like work has improved. What about being able to hang out with friends? I know you mentioned your one friend earlier, but have you still been able to be spontaneous with your other friends?
Yeah, I have. Actually, this past Sunday, walked over to my friend's apartment. We started watching Sunday Night Football.
That's awesome.
And I was able to just kind of spend the whole day stress-free. Actually, I kind of had to because my computer and iPad were dead, so I really couldn't do any schoolwork.
Well, maybe that was for the best. Maybe.
Yeah. It was nice to be able to like hang out with them and kind of catch up with them because, I mean, we live in the same apartment complex, and I maybe see them like once every other week.
Okay. So yeah, it was nice to see them a
Yeah.
little more. That's good. That's good. I know that was something that was very important for you last time, was to still just be able to go and do that.
Yeah.
I think, would you say that in the future you'd like to? Okay, so I like that we talk about your laptop and iPad being dead. In the future, if they weren't dead, do you think you would have still?
I think I would have.
You would have? Okay, that's good.
I
That's
feel
good.
like at that time, I was like, I had gotten everything out the way for the week. I've been better about prioritizing getting things done during the week while I'm like still in class and work and all that, and allowing myself to have my weekends, which has been really nice. And just being able to set aside the weekends for time, especially since that's when most people are free.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, when it comes to, you were talking about prioritizing stuff earlier in the week, whatnot. Have you used a planner or a calendar or anything? I think we talked a little bit about that last time.
Yeah, actually, I have a little notebook that I've just been jotting things down, things I need to do, things I need to remember. It's been really helpful, especially just being able to see it, and then like just keeping it is something physical that's not my phone, because my phone's charger port broke, so I really can't get on my phone that often.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, no, just being able to like hold something and just see it in front of me has been really nice too, and just having the ability to write it all down.
For sure, yeah. Having that tangible object that you can actually see your schedule on can definitely be a big help. Did you start doing that? Have you started doing that since we had our last session, or?
I started doing that after our last session. I just found a random notebook in my apartment, and I just started writing things down because that day I had so much going on. I just started writing it down, and it helped me out so much like that day that I was like, oh, let me just continue doing that.
That's awesome. So do you think you'll continue to do that in the future?
Probably, or something similar.
Right.
I would like to kind of transition to something more on my phone, since it's easier to use, and then I always have it on me. Like carrying around a notebook is quite difficult at most times.
It can be, yeah. So it sounds like with school overall everything's going well. You know, we have that one class where no professor, you know, maybe we'll see how that goes. But
Uh-huh.
it sounds like you're controlling what you can control,
Yeah.
which is the most important thing. And then with our friends or with our work, it seems like we've started to get a better understanding of our schedule, a little more
Mhm.
consistency there. And then with our friends, we're still hanging out spontaneously and whatnot. So that brings me to one more thing that I think we kind of touched on last time, but I want to really talk about today.
Mhm.
What about the physical activity portion? Because I know you mentioned that you want to have more time for physical activity. Have you
Mhm.
found time to have that in the past few weeks?
In the past few weeks, yeah, I have had time to like go to the gym, especially like this last week with Thanksgiving break and
Yeah.
everything. It's been a lot easier for me to like find time to go to the gym. I feel like this week that might be a bit of a barrier, especially with everything kind of going on.
It's understandable.
So I've given myself a grace week with
Yeah.
going into the gym, but I'm still gonna try to find opportunities to get in small amounts of
Mhm.
physical activity, like maybe walking around campus, like as a little break during studying, or just even just like going to the gym for like 30 minutes and just
Yeah.
doing something small.
Well, props to you for giving yourself grace, first off,
Mhm.
because a lot of people, you know, they have a busy week and they're like, oh my goodness, I still have to work out, and they just force it in, and then it just makes all the stressors just get more stressful, right?
Mhm.
So props to you for taking a week of grace and just trying to find little ways to implement physical activity. I think that's awesome. Moving forward, you know, we got a new semester that's upcoming. How do you think that you could maybe prioritize things in a way where you can get physical activity in consistently?
I think with like next semester, I am taking less credits. Like this semester, I think I'm taking 17 or 18
Wow.
credits. So it's like a lot to do. But like next semester, I have cut that down a little
Mhm.
bit, and I only have classes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think definitely it's gonna take me like a week or so to get
Yeah.
used to my schedule.
Yeah.
But I do think I will be able to implement more time for physical activity, especially with my off days. And then I don't have classes. I only have classes in the morning, so I have the evenings free. Obviously, it's a balance between work and physical activity, but I think that I can make it work if
Yeah.
I figure it out that first few weeks.
And it sounds like you're good giving yourself grace periods, so maybe those first couple weeks we could count as a grace period.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely something I will do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So moving into these next few weeks, we have finals coming up, you know,
Mhm.
and you're going to do great on those, it sounds like. You have opportunities to hang out with friends a little bit more with it being winter break. Do you think
Yes.
that you're going to try to maintain that work-life balance over winter break and maybe work a little bit more to fill in that gap of not having school?
I'm not quite sure, especially with
Yeah.
the way the jobs I work, the scheduling, it's only there's 4 RAs working,
Mhm.
rehab aides, and so we all have to get like equal amount of hours. So I'm sure I'll still work the same amount of hours. Maybe the hours I work may change, but I
Yeah.
think the amount of hours will probably stay around the
Okay.
same, which gives me a lot more time to do other
Yeah.
things.
So what do you think you're going to fill that free time with?
Probably go out with friends, like
Yeah.
hang out, go home, spend time with my family some more, and then I am taking a winter course online, so probably getting that done. That
Okay.
might be a bit hard, but I'm sure like it'll be fine.
Compared to what you're doing currently with 18 hours, I think that that's going to be a lot more manageable.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So today, you know, it sounds like we talked about your work-life balance. We
Mhm.
found that definition, right? We found that you're doing great. You've been doing things really well the past few weeks. You've improved when it comes to school, when it comes to your job, when it comes to spontaneity with your friends, but also communicating with your friends what you need to help your own work-life balance.
Mhm.
And it just sounds like overall you're gonna keep these tools that you've gained, such as the planner, right? You're gonna
Mhm.
keep on maintaining those tools and find times to do more physical activity, times to study a little bit more, times to do whatever you need to help that work-life balance. So congrats on all that.
Thank
And I
you.
wish you the best of luck next few weeks.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right.